What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode here on the My Gardener channel. Hopefully you all are having a great day, getting outside and getting some sunshine. It is so good for you, and I cannot tell you the benefits that it has on your day. It just makes you feel so good when you get some vitamin D, some sunshine, and if you don't have a garden yet, get one. Being outside in the plants is just so therapeutic, and it's so incredible. But that's not what I came out to do a video on today. What I came out to do a video on today were some of my favorite gardening channels on YouTube. So as all of you know, or hopefully know, we're not the only gardening channel on YouTube. And what I really love to do is I love to make friends with people, and I love to find channels that are promoting different gardening methods that still tie into what we're doing. And it really stresses the point that there are many people doing many different gardening methods, and they're all having successful gardens because not one thing works for everybody. I try to promote tips and tricks and gardening methods that will work for everybody, but it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. There are people that prefer different things, that have different aesthetics, that have different, different needs. And so for me to simply say this is the only way to grow, it'd be really foolish and very ignorant. And so I make friends with lots of different gardeners and from all around the world, and a lot of them have YouTube channels. So in this episode, I want to talk about a few of my favorites, and in no particular order am I going to talk about them. So there's no bias, they're just popping off my head here. The first one is Tangi from The Caver's Wife. Tangi, if you love a down-home, kind of southern style homestead, her channel is the channel for you. She's just beginning gardening, but she really promotes the homesteading side of things. So she does a lot of the food preservation, homemaking, and as well as gardening. So she shows you how to basically garden to feed a family, and she has a larger family than Mrs. My Gardener and I. So it's nice to see how someone can actually take the food from their garden and use it to feed their family. And we're hopefully going to be doing more of that this year as we start getting some harvests and how to use that. But it's really great to see someone actually implement feeding a whole family. So there's Tangi the Caver's Wife. And for everyone that wants to go over these channels, links will be in the description box. The second one is Callie Kim 29. That's her channel name, but Callie Kim is what I call her. That's her channel name. The 29, I'm not sure where that came from. Kim, maybe if you're watching, you can chime down below where that came from. I'm interested. Yeah, Callie Kim, she has an awesome channel. And the thing I love about her channel is it's really simple gardening information, but it actually ties in more edible landscaping. And I could be totally wrong with these assumptions that I'm making about these channels. It's just what I get from watching their channels, and have been watching their channels from the very beginning. I'm very, very proud of where they've started and gone. But what I get from her channel is just it's a very easy way to implement gardening using your current landscape design. So here in the garden, we really grow big or go home. We go all out. We convert our lawn into edible raised bed garden. It's very aesthetically pleasing to a lot of people, but there's also a lot of other people that don't like growing in raised beds. And so she shows you how to plant stuff using your your current landscape, if you will, and implementing that to create an edible landscape. I think that is a fascinating thing. It's certainly something that a lot of people can utilize. The third channel that I want to mention is the Arms Family Homestead. Now, Daniel Arms is a really cool guy. He's super fun, and mind you, all these people that I'm mentioning, I could totally sit down with, get along with, and just enjoy a full day of in the garden with them, hanging out. They're all people that I really truly love to be around and hope to get together one time and have a big old YouTube gardener party, So Daniel Arms, the thing I love about his channel is he does a lot of what Tangi from The Caver's Wife does, but he grows in a hoop house. And that's something that I would love to implement here, but being in the city, it's really hard to implement a hoop house. So hopefully one day we'll have a hoop house, but he grows in a hoop house and really extends his season. And that is awesome for those that have the space and luxury to get a hoop house. He shows you how to grow your plants. And he's also not what I consider like a veteran gardener. He even says himself that he's more of a beginning gardener that's learning as he goes. And so it's really fun to watch him actually in the garden and learning from his mistakes and experiences. And that, to me, I think is value all in itself. To both Tangi and Daniel, I think one of the cool things about their channel is that they come from a position that a lot of beginning gardeners can relate to. And while a lot of beginning gardeners come to me to learn about the basics of gardening and the mistakes not to do, it's nice to see a beginning gardener, or you guys, if you're watching, I'm not calling you beginning gardeners in a negative way. They don't try to give all the information on things. They just say, hey, this is what I'm doing. These are the mistakes that I've had. These are the things that I've learned from these mistakes, and these are things that I've learned from other people that they've absorbed information like a sponge, and they then show it to their followers and their friends. And I think that is so valuable. So the fourth channel that I want to mention is John Kohler from Growing Your Greens. Now, John Kohler, him and I have talked and intermingled for a while, and for whatever reason, he is so exceedingly busy that I can never quite get a conversation going with him. But I have known him in his channel for so long, and he's a really interesting guy. The thing that I love about him the most is that he is not someone who is going to sugarcoat something. He's not going to cookie cutter an episode. He's just going to show you how it is. He's going to bring you along. And a lot of his videos are longer. A lot of people I heard don't like that. I myself find it really interesting. I find it, if I have a spare 30 minutes to watch a video, if I have a spare 45 minutes to watch a video, I'll find myself sitting down watching his videos, because a lot of people don't know this, but on the back end of Am I Gardener, he was a major inspiration to get me growing and getting me a garden when I first started YouTube. I watched his channel from the very beginning, and I thought, man, he's doing this, and I have a garden. I'm pretty good at it. I wouldn't consider myself, an expert or anything, but I have a pretty good garden. I have a pretty good green thumb. I think I could probably make some YouTube videos, and so I started watching his stuff and implementing some of the things that he talked about in his videos, in our videos, and people really appreciated that kind of that younger face to promote gardening as well. And so, John, if you're watching, I want to give a massive thank you for getting me hooked on gardening and showing me the health side of things, the organic approach to things. When I first started, I definitely can admit that I was not 100% organic, and I didn't really have a desire to go 100% organic. But as I started learning about the health benefits, and as well as the soil benefits and the things that the soil needs and requires, I started to understand that a lot of what he talked about really resonated with me. And so, John, I just want to give you a big thank you. His channel and my channel promote a lot of the same types of things. His is more of a raw vegan approach, which is really cool for those that are looking to increase their health and day-to-day well-being. But a lot of the stuff we promote on the same page, and so it's not a whole lot different. But I think one differentiating factor is that, number one, his channel is massive. He's the largest gardening channel. So, John, I hope to be at your level someday. But we're always striving, always going. But amazing channel. And one of the things that his channel differentiates on is that he has a desert garden. So if you want to see someone growing in a super hot climate, his is the channel to watch. He has a garden in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I think it's so fascinating to see someone grow in really not a food desert, but a literal desert. And so I think that is so cool to take such extreme weather and grow things that I can grow here in Michigan. And then the final person that I really want to give a shout out to, that I watch very frequently, is the vegan athlete. Now, again, him and I probably have differing opinions on food. I don't consider myself a vegan by any means. I try to eat as much plant-based as possible. I try to really increase the amount of raw foods that I'm eating. But he comes at it from from a vegan approach. He also lives in the desert, and I, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not positive of where he exactly lives. I think it's either Arizona, California, or Nevada. Maybe none of those. But he also grows in the desert, and the things he is doing in his, he does more of a permaculture approach. That's his differentiating factor, also in the desert, but different from John Kohler, he grows in more of a permaculture approach. And I absolutely love the stuff that he is promoting. He's getting incredible results, and certainly something that when you see the results that he's getting, you can kind of see where we're coming at when we take a lot of those some of those same tips and tricks and apply them in our garden. We apply a lot of the same thinking and methodologies that the permaculturists take in their garden, but on a strict vegetable basis. And it's not as much of a food forest, but it's all about how, like, the leaves will shadow out the plants, prevent evaporation, and constantly giving back to the soil and healing it, and having different layers of plants to increase the production and things like that. So very much parallels there, but super cool because he does fruits and vegetables all together in this big mishmash permaculture forest, and it's super cool to see that kind of oasis happening in the desert. So very, very cool channels. I recommend them all, and I do recommend subscribing to every single one of them. Again, I could sit down and talk to all of them, and hopefully one day we can, and hopefully that will happen live on a video, because I think having a conversation with every single person would really help all of you understand that even though everyone gardens differently, we all have the same approach. And I think that approach is to help more people grow more food at home, increase people's well-being, allow them to feel satisfied and accomplished that they're growing their own food and doing something that more people need to be doing. So as always, hopefully you all enjoyed this episode. Hopefully you learned something new, and we'll catch you all later. See ya. Bye.